the option. Okay, so because if I teach full time because they have taken the derivative course, so I can speed up for this part. But for you, I may spend more time, give more detail of the background of the derivative. Okay. Okay, what is the derivative? Okay. If you look at the financial statement, the financial statement of the statement of financial position or the balance sheet. Okay, in the balance sheet on the right hand side of the balance sheet, there are two main types of the financial security: the debt security, bond, and the stock, the common stock. However, for the derivative, in the past, derivative cannot be recorded into the financial statement, because its nature normally it's not represent the debt or it's not represent the ownership. Okay, so it's hard to record this into the balance sheet. So in the past, derivative just record in the footnote in the footnote of the financial statement. If you read this sentence, you'll see that derivative security, okay, its value is derived or it depends on another security, another asset. Okay, the asset that is rely on is called underlying asset. So the value of the derivative increase or decrease. Okay, value of derivative increase or decrease is depend on the other asset called underlying asset. For example, the one derivative that you may be familiar with is warrant. Okay, warrant is one type of derivative. To be specific, warrant is call option. Okay, we'll talk about the call option later. Warrant is the derivative. Okay, option. It provides the right for the holder. Okay, if you have warrant, what does it mean? You have the right to buy something to buy the stock at some certain price specified in the warrant. Okay, you see that value of this warrant depend on value of the stock. For example, okay, I haven't traded on warrant long time ago since I lost million in warrant in 1997. So I stopped trading warrant in that time. Okay, so let's just make up one warrant like BBL warrant. Of course, this is does not exist. Okay, suppose Bangkok Bank warrant. What does it mean? It means that if you buy this warrant, you can buy the stock of Bangkok Bank at some certain price. It will be specified in this warrant. Okay, so let's imagine what the price of the warrant would be. It depends on the underlying asset, the stock price, the Bangkok Bank stock price. Okay, because suppose that based on the BBL warrant, you have the right to buy Bangkok Bank stock price at suppose I don't know what is the Bangkok Bank stock price now. 200 something. Suppose that you can buy BBL at 200 baht per share. Okay, and we call exercise price. This is exercise price. Suppose you can buy exercise price. And suppose that the current stock price, the current Bangkok Bank stock price, suppose is 250 baht per share. Okay, so of course this warrant should have the positive value because you can buy the stock price at only 200 baht, but the current stock price is 250 baht. Let's imagine if the current stock price, the current Bangkok Bank stock price is trading lower than 200, suppose 150 baht. So the value of the warrant should be, 0. It's worthless because you can buy the stock, you can buy this stock price in the market with the price only 150. So this is just give you some example of the value of warrant. It depends on the stock price, Bangkok Bank, whether increase or decrease, right? And that would determine the value of warrant, value of the option, or value of the derivative. Okay, so this is just one example. And in order to price derivative, normally we use this argument we call the option free, the opportunity, the arbitrage free opportunity. Okay, in order to determine the derivative price, suppose that you know the underlying asset price. Okay, you can determine value of derivative by using the argument of the arbitrage free opportunity. What does it mean, arbitrage? Okay, the arbitrage means the opportunity that you can make the profit without the risk when you observe some market. Okay, the financial the financial security, the price of the financial security, and then you can find, if you can find any opportunity to make the profit without the risk, that is the arbitrage opportunity. This is the example of the arbitrage opportunity. Okay, suppose you can observe that the US dollar Thai baht, okay, for the US dollar Thai baht in Thailand, we have two markets actually. Okay, we call onshore and offshore. What does it mean? Onshore means the bank. Okay, normally when we talk about the foreign exchange trading here, we mean the interbank trading, not you just go to the super rich to buy $100 for your traveling. No, in this case we talk about institutional trade. So onshore, in this case, that you observe the US dollar Thai baht equal to 34.8. This is the price that you can observe from Reuters. Okay, and the Reuters price actually Reuters receives the cooperation from the bank that trading this, and then they submit the indicative price into the system. That's why Reuters can get this information. Okay, so for the onshore market, basically is the price that occurred in the local market in Thailand, basically. Bangkok trade with Siam Commercial Bank Bangkok. This is onshore market. However, if Bangkok Bank Hong Kong trade with Standard Chartered Bank Singapore, so this is offshore market. Okay. In Thailand, we still have the two separate market because of this is in order to protect the speculation, the attack from the offshore market, because since 1997 as you know that in 1997 Thai baht has been affected by the foreign investor. Okay, since that time we have two markets. So that's why we have onshore and offshore. For spot, actually, right now the rate is very close actually. However, this is the exchange rate that can be observed in 2007. Okay, you can see that $1 equal to 32.4 baht in the offshore market, and in onshore is equal to 34.8. One more thing that you may be wondering, how can we know this data? Actually, we use the code, okay, in Reuters, in Bloomberg, to get the rate for offshore and onshore. Okay, there is the specific code that we can obtain this data. Okay, you can see that the price not the same. So based on the law one price, this is not one price, two price. So based on this difference, we can make the arbitrage profit. How? Okay, how? You can see that you can borrow Thai baht, right? You can borrow Thai baht and use that Thai baht to buy $1 by paying only 32.4 to get $1, right? To get $1. And then you sell $1 at 34.8 baht. So you get about 2.4 baht per $1. And then you just, pay back the money that you borrow at the beginning. So you get the arbitrage profit. Right? However, this opportunity maybe just, you can observe it only very short time period and should be disappear because, the trader when they can observe this, they have to go into the market and, take the advantage of this data. Okay? So in order to get the price of derivative, you use this argument in order to come up with the price of derivative. How we'll see in later example. Okay. Some of you asked about the result of the quiz because of the time schedule next week. So probably maybe the end of the month. Okay, probably I'll try to finish marking the quiz by the end of the month. Okay, type of the derivative. We can classify the derivative into, normally 3, and then because of the development of new derivative. Okay, so right now we may have some very new derivative type, like, you may have heard about CDO, CDS, credit default swap, collateral like debt obligation. These two derivatives, okay, has been mentioned in 2007-2008 U.S. financial crisis because of these two derivatives. Also, part of the cause of the collapse of the financial market in the U.S. as well. Okay, if you are interested about this, you can have, you can try to. I'm not sure whether it's still available, the DVD, or you can. YouTube also have some documentary, but if you don't want to watch something that is very boring, so you can, watch some new film. I can't remember the last one that just released last year.
The Big Shot.
Also in the theater too.
The Big Shot.
Yeah, the Big Shot. The Big Shot. Probably the Big Shot. Short means short. You know why they use the term short. Short that used to mean the opposite of long, but in this case short would have the another meaning. Okay. In that movie also talk about CDO and CDS as well, and most of the audience that watch this movie, they don't understand at all because of there are so many technical terms. Hopefully you after this class you try to find this movie and have a look. Okay, forward future is one type. Okay, option swap, but in this lecture we will just focus on only one option. Okay, for other and also very basic one because you learn all this again in next term. But in the YouTube, you can have a look on documentary film like the Insider Job. Okay, this is very boring, just But you know something why the financial crisis happened in 2007. Okay, what is the option? Okay, if you understand the example that I just mentioned for the BBL warrant, so you understand more about option. Okay, option is the right for the holder option to buy or sell the underlying asset. In case of BBL warrant, is the option that you can buy the underlying asset. So in this case, it's called call option. Okay, call option is the option that the holder, the call option holder, can exercise or can use the right to buy the underlying asset at some certain price. So in case of BBL warrant, you have the right to buy the stock at some certain price. But it's not the obligation. You can just throw it away if you don't think that this is useful, okay, or there is any value. Okay, so that is one type of the option call is the call option. Okay. Another type of the call option is called put. Okay, the put option is the opposite. If you have the put option, okay, you can sell for the call, you can buy from the option writer. Who is the option writer? In case of BBL warrant, okay, Bangkok Bank issue the warrant. But for the option, it can be financial institution that they issue this option. What they get from issue this, they get the premium or they get the price, or basically they sell the option to the investor that they want they want to buy. Okay, so financial institution can issue put option to any investor that interested to buy the option. The price that you pay is called premium. Okay, option premium. Basically, it's the price that you pay for this option. Once you pay, you get the option. So the option can be put or can be call, depends on what you want, which one you want. Okay. Okay, back to put option. Put option is the option that after you pay to get this option. So you can sell the underlying asset. Okay, so you have to, in the option, when the option writer issue this, it must be specified what is the underlying asset and what is the price that can be the exercise price, the price that will be used to as a settlement price between the option holder and the writer. Okay, so the put option, suppose that you buy this put option, eventually you want to use this right, so you can sell the underlying asset at the specific price stated in the put option. Okay, stated in the put option. The strike price is the price that you can sell at this price. Okay, for the call option is the option that you can buy the underlying asset. Okay. We can also classify the option in another aspect, okay, as European option, American option, and Bermudan style option. For the European option is the option that you can exercise. Okay, suppose it's European, this is called European call option. So it means that you can buy the underlying asset only at the expiration date of the option. Okay, for the European call, you can buy the underlying asset at the exercise price at some certain price, specific price, only at the expiration date. Okay. However, if the option is the American, suppose is the American call option. So in this case, option holder can exercise, can buy the underlying asset anytime before the maturity. Okay, before anytime. Different from the European that you can exercise or you can buy the underlying asset only at the expiration date in case of the call. Okay, for the last one, Bermudan style option, or sometimes we call pseudo American option. I'm not sure whether I can pseudo American option. Okay. Check it again. I'm not sure whether this is correct or not. Pseudo American option. Okay. Or Bermudan style option. For the Bermudan style option, is in between, okay, American and European option. In case of the call, okay, in case of the call, warrant is one very good example for the Bermudan style option. Okay, in case of warrant is the Bermudan style option because you can buy the underlying asset for more than one time, but not any time like the American call option. Okay, for example, warrant for each year, the company who issue this warrant would specify the period that you can exercise this option, that you can buy the stock at some certain period for each year, maybe 1 week per year, or maybe 2 weeks, or maybe more frequent. Okay, so this is Bermuda style option. So this option will be in between American and European. Any question? So European, it can be European call, European put. American can be American call, American put option. Okay, Bermuda style also can be call or put as well. I already mentioned about strike price or exercise price. This is the price that you can buy or sell the underlying asset. Okay. For the call option, the exercise price is the price that you can buy the underlying asset. For the put option, the exercise price is the price that you can sell the underlying asset. Okay. And the exercise means you want to use your right to buy or sell the underlying asset. With who? Basically with the writer. Okay, the writer has the obligation because they got the money from the option holder, right? So option writer issue this option, they get the money, the option premium. So the option writer has the obligation to honor the deal, okay, based on the option. Okay. So for the put option, the option holder can exercise, can sell the underlying asset to the option writer at the exercise price or at the strike price. Okay. I'll have some more example. This is just, we just talk about the technical term. Expiration date, I already mentioned about this. This is the maturity date. Okay. The last day for the European, you can exercise or you can buy, sell the underlying asset only at this day. But for the American option, you can, after you buy the option, you can take, you can exercise any time until the maturity date. Okay. The underlying asset can be any asset, okay, can be anything actually. It can be whether the rain, level of the rain, can be what else? Interest rate, stock index, the stock price, currency, commodity, anything actually. Okay. In our class here, we will focus on the interest rate and bond, the underlying asset. What we have mentioned, okay, for the BBL warrant, so the underlying asset is the stock, right? The stock. But it can be stock index, can be currency too. For this step, for this introduction, I'll use I will assume that the underlying asset is the stock because it's very maybe easiest one to understand the characteristic of the option. Okay, so this is the example of the call option. Okay, one more thing that you may need to know. Okay, two more terms, two more words that you may need to know. In derivatives, normally Actually in finance as well. We use the term long and short. Okay. When we use the term long, the long means we buy the security, and short actually means we sell. Okay. So in this case, long call means we buy the call option. Okay. Suppose that for eBay call option, okay, eBay call option, the payoff, okay, let me begin with the first bullet. Payoff means value of the call option at the expiration date. Because to make it easy to understand the relationship between the call price and the underlying asset price. So let's consider value of the call option at the expiration date. The payoff basically is the value of the call option at expiration date. The value of the call option by, we still ignore the call premium, the price that we pay for having the option. But if we incorporate the price or the cost that we pay for the option, it will be the profit, okay, the net one. Okay, the second bullet, the profit would be the value of the call at the expiration minus the cost from paying for the call, okay, the call price or the call premium. Okay, back to bullet number 1. The payoff, you see that value of the call will be equal to the maximum value between 0 and the spot price or the stock price at expiration minus the strike price or the exercise price. Okay, this is the value of the option at expiration date. Now let's consider the eBay call option. Suppose that this call option has the strike price equal to 100. So basically, who set the strike price? Actually, strike price can be any price. You just talk to the financial institution. I want the eBay call option. The strike price equal to this value. So of course, this would be affect the call premium too. Okay. So in this case, suppose that the strike price is 100. Call price is $5. Okay. Time to expiration is 2 months. Suppose that today you pay $5, okay, to get the call option on eBay. Then next 2 months, suppose that in the next 2 months at the expiration, suppose that the eBay stock price equal to 120. Okay. First, we pay $5 to get one option, to get one call option. Then 2 months later, suppose the stock price, eBay stock price equal to 120. As you can see that we can buy the eBay stock price by using this option and can buy it at only 100. However, the current market price of eBay is 120. So, in order to get rid of the arbitrage opportunity, value of the payoff or value of the option should be equal to 20, the difference between the current market price and the exercise price. Okay, let me say it again. Why the value of the option at expiration date must be equal to 20? Because otherwise, if the value of the call is not equal to 20, that will be the arbitrage opportunity. How? Suppose that the value of the option equal to 10. Suppose that the value of the option is equal to 10. So this is undervalue. Value of the call is undervalue. What should you do? If the call value at expiration is 10, it's cheap, so you have to buy this call, right? You pay 10 and then exercise to buy the stock at 100, and then you can sell the stock at 120. You get $10 for sure if there is no default between the option writer and the option holder. right? So you can buy as many as you can because you get $10 per share, per call, per one call. Same idea, if the call value is more than 20, okay? So you can short this call, right? Because it's too high. It's too high. Okay? So to prevent the arbitrage opportunity, value of the call at the expiration must be equal to 20. Must be equal to 20. Okay? And the net profit if the option holder, okay, so the net profit for the option holder will be equal to 20 minus the cost of buying this at at the beginning $5, so the net profit is 15. If we ignore the time value of the money here, we just ignore the time value of the money because actually we paid this 2 months ago and then we get the profit today 20. Okay, so here's the example when the value of the stock is greater than the exercise price. The call option will be we will have the positive correlation with the stock price for the call option. Let's have a look again. If the stock price, eBay stock price, in this case is equal to 90, okay, you see that if the current stock price is 90, then the value of the call at expiration should be equal to 0. How we can determine value of the call option by using this formula? Basically you can see that the maximum value between these two numbers is 0, right? 90 minus 100 is minus 10, right? So 0 and minus 10, 0 is the maximum value. So value should be equal to 0. Rational, the idea is because we have the option, but this option no value, so we just throw it away, and then it's 0, no value for this call option. Okay. And if you incorporate the cost of buying this 2 months ago, so the net profit loss should be $5. Okay. And the value of the call must be equal to 0, cannot be higher than 0. Because otherwise they can issue more, right? Someone can short and all to get more profit. Okay, this is the net profit of having the call with different stock price here. In previous slide, you can see that if the market price of eBay equal to 120, the net profit is 15 here. If the market price of eBay equal to 90, net profit is minus 5 here. Okay, so this graph, if the stock price lower than 100, the exercise price, 100 is the exercise price, strike price. So you have the loss equal to minus 5, the call price. But when the stock price greater than 100, so your call has some positive value. Okay, if value of the if the stock price is greater than 100, then the value of the call is positive, so it should be higher than minus 5. Okay, and the break-even point here is equal to 105, right? 105. Okay, and 120, you see that the net profit loss will be 50, as we have seen in previous slide. Okay. can you draw the graph for the option writer, the net profit loss for the option writer? This is the net profit loss for the option holder. Can you draw the graph, the diagram for the option writer? How the graph would look like? Actually, you can estimate the profit loss for the option writer and option holder, and then by using some different number of the stock price and then draw the graph. Okay. Actually, I already provide summary of the graph here. Okay, but this is only for the payoff. I'll explain again. Okay, right. Let's move on to the case of the put option. For the put option, okay, the put option. The put option is the option that you have the right to sell the underlying asset at some certain price, the exercise price. In this case, suppose that you buy the put option on IBM stock, okay. The exercise price of this put option is $70. Put price $7 per call per put option. Okay, per put option. Per put option, that this one option can buy and can sell the IBM at for one share. Okay, time to expiration 2 months. Okay, so today you pay $7 to get one put option. 2 months later, suppose that the IBM stock price equal to 100. Equal to 100. So in this case, payoff would be 0. Go back to look at the formula for the payoff. It's the maximum value between 0 and the strike price. Sometimes we use K, sometimes we use X, minus the underlying value at the expiration. Okay, so in short, payoff would be equal to max 0 K minus ST. Exercise price minus the value of the underlying asset at expiration T. So you can see that when the exercise price, okay, greater than, when the current stock price greater than the exercise price, so value of the put equal to 0. Why? If you exercise the option, you can sell IBM stock at only $70, but in the market right now you can sell it at 100. So you should sell in the market rather than using this put option. Okay? And the profit is just equal to the premium, the put price. Let's consider the other case. When the stock price lower than the exercise price, $50. So in this case, you can see that you can exercise the put option to sell to the option writer at 70 rather than sell the IBM in the market at 50. Okay, so value of the put should be equal to 20. Okay, can you follow? Okay, so again, the value of put must be equal to this, cannot be higher than this or lower than this. Suppose that if the value of the put equal to 30, then this is too high, right? Too high. So what you're gonna do? You may short this, right? You can short this put option. Okay, you can short this put option. You get 30. You get $30, and then what next? The put option holder may exercise with you at 70, but you can buy the stock you buy the stock at 70 and then sell in the market at 50. You lose 20, but you get this 30, so you get $10 left. Can you follow? You get 30 from short the put, right? And then option holder, the put option holder, they must exercise because the current market price is 50, but they can exercise 70. So they will exercise with us, with option writer at 70. You get stock, then you pay, we pay them, okay, 70 and get the stock, and then we sell the stock in the market again at 50. Okay, so you have the loss equal to 20 from buying 70, okay, and pay and sell in the market at 50. Anyway, we short at 30, so you get net profit equal to 10. Okay, so the value of the put must be equal to 20. Okay, if the put price lower than 20, so you can buy the put and exercise the option to get the arbitrage profit. Okay. Any question here? And here is the net profit loss for longing the put option. Okay, you can see that the graph would be the opposite to the call. When value of the stock, okay, higher than the exercise price 70, you lost $7 the premium. However, if the stock decrease or lower than 70, the value of the put would increase. Value of the put would increase, and the break even here is equal to 63, right? 63. Because you can exercise at 70, you get $7 the payoff and equal to the premium, right? So this point is 63. In this graph, I provide summary payoff for the call option holder, the call option writer, the put option holder, the put option writer. If you want to draw the graph for the net profit loss for the call option holder, call option writer, it would be similar, but just, move this line below this in order to incorporate the premium. Okay. The first two graphs on the left, basically, this is the call option holder, right? And this is the put option holder. You pay the premium for the call, and then when the stock price increase, value of the call increase. For this one, you pay for the put. If the stock price decrease, value of the put increase. And this one is the call option writer. You get the premium. If the stock price does not increase, so the option holder, call option holder will not exercise. You get the premium. However, if the stock increase, so you get the loss because of this one you exercise. This graph is for the option writer. Okay, you get the premium for issuing the put option. If the stock price increase, so you get the premium, no exercise. But when the stock decrease, then the option holder will exercise. Okay, and then you may lose. Before we move on, let me just check your understanding. So far, we have seen the relation between value of the call with the underlying asset. value of the put with the underlying asset, right? What about other factors like the time to maturity, the exercise price? Okay, let's think about it. I have some questions. Let's start from this one. Okay, let me show the result. Okay. This one actually, correct, right? The question is asked about which one is not correct. However, what we have seen is, based on the graph, you can look at the graph, right? Value of the call is positively correlated with the underlying asset, right? With the underlying asset. So this one is correct because we have seen it in the graph already. Okay. Now let's move on to number 2 and number 3. For the number 2, actually, when you learn in the derivative, this is one is maybe tricky especially for the European option. Okay, so if you talk in detail, this one may not be correct too. However, because this is just assume. Because actually, for the American, this one is correct because you can see that if for the time to expiration, if the time to expiration is long, okay, so and for the American you can exercise any time. So once you have the opportunity to get the profits, then the value of the call should be positive, right? But for the European, it's not the same because you can exercise only at the expiration date. Okay, it's just one day. So time to expiration may not have the positive correlation with the value of the call. Okay, but for the American, yes, there is a positive correlation because the longer the period, you have more opportunity or the chance that the value of the call gonna be positive, right? Okay, so anyway, in this case, this is correct. Okay, even though not 100% correct because for the European maybe not correct. For the number 3, what is the stock volatility? You can think of about the standard deviation. Okay, the stock price deviation. So for the stock volatility, this would increase the chance for the call and the put to have a greater value. Okay, because when the volatility is high, there will be the opportunity that the price would jump and make the value of the option positive. Okay, so this also correct too. Okay, so in this question, I mean, because this question want to know which one is not correct, so the answer is the last one. Okay, the answer is the last one. You have seen in the graph already that if you set the exercise price very low, okay, so value of the option will be very high. But if you set the exercise price very high, the option price, the call option price will be very low. Why? Because, very simple, right? If you can buy the underlying at very cheap price, so the value of the option should be sold at a higher price. Otherwise, option writer would be have the loss, right? So the exercise price should have negative relation with the value of the call. Okay. If you cannot imagine about the call option, let's think about the KFC coupon. The KFC coupon. The KFC coupon, if you not ignore about the premium because you get it for free, right? The KFC coupon, the fried chicken. Why you want to exercise this coupon? Because you can buy by using this coupon, exercise this coupon, and you can buy the fried chicken cheaper than at the counter price. Right? If the exercise price or the price indicated in the coupon is higher than the price in the counter, so you don't want this coupon. So the value of the call would be higher if the exercise price is very low. What about this one? Let me hide the result first. The striking price, strike price, or exercise price. You can look at the graph as well to answer this question. Right? But for the strike price, let's think carefully. But for the stock price, you can look at the graph. Okay. You still can submit the answer, but let me show. Okay. The price of the stock put option is negatively, right, correlated with the stock price. Because if the exercise price is high, the stock price and the put option. So as you can see from the example, right, when value of the current market price, the current stock price is high, so value of the put is low, okay, because it's like unlikely that we will exercise the put option because we can sell in the stock in the stock market. We can sell the underlying asset at the stock the market price, right? So for this one is negatively correlated. For the strike price, the strike price and the put price, the strike price and the put price would have the positive correlation. Okay, because if you were the option writer, you have to write the put option, and this put option gives a very high exercise price. So the option writer has the obligation to buy the underlying asset at very high price. So they have to charge higher price, charge a higher put option, charge a higher value for the put option. Okay, because when the strike price is high, so there is higher opportunity, the higher chance that this put option will be exercised, right? Will be exercised. Okay, so this one is already correct. Last question before we move on. No choice. Okay, suppose this is the European put option. We consider the net profit loss, okay, incorporate the cost of buying this option too. Okay, we incorporate or take into account the cost of buying this put option. Suppose that you buy this put option for $12, okay, you pay $12 to get this put option. And then at maturity, the stock price, the stock price is equal to 43. If the strike price is equal to 35, what is the net profit loss of this option? Okay, let's see. Okay, someone know this term out of the money. The term out of the money means this put option become, worthless. Okay, we use the term out of it. Wow. What does it mean? Actually, you can determine whether this you should exercise or not exercise this first, okay? And then you can look at, actually you can look at the formula that I provide, actually, okay? If you cannot follow, just go back to formula, right? You can see that because this option become worthless because if you exercise, you can sell it at only $35, but actually in the market right now you can sell underlying asset at 43. Okay, you can sell at a lower price by using this put option. So it's not a good idea to exercise the put option. Okay, so this option becomes worthless. Okay, so the net profit loss equal to minus 12 the premium. Okay, the put price, okay, that you pay at the beginning. This is quite critical because we will have to determine value of the option, and for each, then you have to determine value of the put and the call. So you need to know whether the value of the call and the put, value of the call and the put. Okay, here just provide some introduction about one formula that we can value the option by using this closed form formula. Anyway, you learn a bit more how can we come up with this formula, because actually, but in the narrative, I don't think Ajahn Sira will provide the proof of this because it's pretty hard. Actually, you need to know the stochastic calculus, not the static calculus, but it's more difficult than just a basic calculus. Anyway, the idea of this formula we call the Black-Scholes option pricing model. Okay, this model has been proposed in 1973 by these two academics. Okay, Professor Black and Professor Myron Scholes. This formula C is value of the call option, the European call option. Okay, C is value of the European call option today, will be equal to the value of the underlying asset S. Okay, this formula would be applicable for the stock. Okay, for the stock, but for other call, maybe we have to adjust the formula. And also in this formula, we assume that the stock, there is no dividend payment. If there is the dividend payment, also the formula must be adjusted too. Okay, so S is the value of the current value of the underlying asset, the stock price, multiplied by the cumulative normal distribution ND1. Okay, and D1 equal to this formula. S is the current value of the stock price. K is the exercise price, the strike price, plus R, the risk-free rate, plus 1/2 the volatility of the stock return, not the volatility, sorry, the variance, okay, sigma square, the variance, multiplied by the time period, the time to expiration of this option. The unit is equal to year, okay. If your option has the time to expiration 3 months, so T should be equal to 3/12 or 0.25. Okay, you have to substitute the number into this formula. Divide by sigma standard deviation of the stock return. Okay, K is the exercise price. Okay, over there K exercise price minus K minus the exercise price multiplied by ER. R is the risk-free rate, okay, per year. T is the time to maturity or the expiration, or actually the option life, okay, multiplied by ND2, and ND2, the D2 is equal to D1 minus sigma squared T. This is the value of the call. Okay. However, in our class here, we will not use the closed form formula, but we will use the another approach, the discrete time option pricing model. Any question for the backshow? Backshow, actually in practice, backshow is hard to implement because it has, many assumptions. Like it must be the European one, also cannot be applied for other option. For this one, this only can be applied only for the stock option. So in order to use for other call option, we have to adjust the formula, and in order to adjust this is quite complicated. So in practice, normally dealer use the discrete time option pricing model called binomial option pricing model. Okay, so our class also will use this approach too. Okay, for the first one is the assumption is the interest rate will be continuous compounding. Okay, they use the continuous time approach, but for this one it will be the discrete time approach. You understand the meaning of continuous time and discrete time, right? The time period cannot be divided for the first approach. But for this one, 1 year can be divided into different time periods. Okay, now we will discuss more about the binomial option pricing model. This approach has been proposed or suggested by these three professors, Cockloss and Rubinstein in 1979, 6 years after Backshow model has been published in the journal. Okay, there is a story about for the Backshow model, because that Backshow got the Nobel Prize from this paper, from this model. However, at the time they tried to publish this paper, the Backshow model, actually they hardly find the journal to accept that paper at that time. Okay, so if you look in detail, this paper, they struggle quite a while in order to publish this paper. And actually that one more professor that back and show in order to publish this. Samuelson, another professor, back up these two guys in order to publish this. Okay, binomial option pricing model. The idea of the binomial option pricing model. This model will assume that suppose the current underlying asset price, okay, then we will assume, okay, next period of the underlying asset. As you can see, as we have discussed, right, if you know the value of the underlying asset, you know value of the option. Okay, so in this case, we will assume the possible value of the underlying asset. In the binomial option, we will assume that the value of the underlying asset will increase or decrease. There will be only two possible value for the stock price for one period. Okay, for one period. And then we will can determine value of the option by assume value of the underlying asset in when the value of the stock increase and the decrease. So suppose that value of the underlying asset today equal to S0. Okay, suppose that value of the underlying asset today equal to S0. And then you assume the proportional increase and decrease equal to U and D. Suppose that you assume that value of the stock may increase or decrease 10%. Suppose 10%. So U and D will be equal to 1.1 and 0.9. Okay. Suppose that you assume that the stock price, suppose that underlying asset is stock. So if you know the stock price today equal to S0, so next period, the stock can increase or decrease with some certain level. Suppose the size of increase decrease equal to 10%, then U will be equal to 1.1 and D equal to 0.9. So next period, value of the stock, if it increase, will be equal to U S0. And for the decrease, will be equal to D F0. Okay. We can also estimate the property for increase and decrease too. We'll talk about this later. You may be wonder how can we assume this. Actually, we incorporate, the current, the market information in order to come up with U and D later on. Okay, I'll show you how to come up with the U and D, the size of increase and decrease, by incorporate the market information later. Right now, I just explicitly assume about this. Okay, in order to use the binomial option pricing model, still have some sub-model. The sub-model that we will talk, there are three. Okay, the first and the second is very close. Okay, the idea may be a bit different, but the idea is quite close. The first one is called hedging or riskless portfolio approach. Okay. The second one is called risk neutral valuation, and the third one is called replicating portfolio. Okay. Let's start from the first one. Suppose that we want to estimate value of the call option. Suppose we want to estimate value of the call option, 3-month call option. At this step, I just assume that one period equal to 3 months. Okay, but actually you can subdivide the period in order to make your call option, the estimate of the call option to be more accurate by subdivide the period into be short time interval. But in this case, we just assume that one period is 3 months. However, if you assume that one period equal to 1 month, so you will have something like this. This is today. This is 1 month. This is 2 months and 3 months. You see that this will be more complicated, right? However, the result of using more the time period is the shorter time period, then the value estimated by binomial option model would be close to the Black-Scholes model, the condensed time model. However, in this case, we'll just make it simple by assume one period equal to 3 months. So this is just very large number. The option value for this would be very large, but just give you the idea how we can estimate value of the option. Okay. Suppose that the S0, okay, current stock price equal to 20, and then we assume that next period, okay, 3 months, the stock price will either increase to 22 or decrease to 18. Okay. The stock price current is 20, and then we assume that the stock price will increase to 22 or 18. Suppose this is the expiration date. So this is expiration date. So you can estimate value of the call at expiration date. If stock price is 22, the exercise price is 21. So value of the call option should be equal to $1 for this note. Okay, this is called note. Okay. And when the stock price is equal to 18, so the value of the option will be 0, right? Based on what we have discussed. So value of the option in this case will be 0. Okay? What about value of the option today? We will have a look. In order to determine value of the option today, okay? Let's consider this the portfolio. Suppose that you construct a portfolio that consists of you buy delta share. Delta is unknown variable. Okay, just think about the variable, the delta share, unknown variable, and you short one call option. Okay, your portfolio consists of short one call option and buy or long some share. This is unknown variable. Okay, so your portfolio at maturity, when value of the stock is 22, value of your portfolio would be equal to 22 multiplied by number of share in your portfolio. This is unknown delta minus 1. This one is value of the call when the stock equal to 22. Okay, based on the previous slide here, value of call is 1. Okay, because you short, so you have to subtract this with 22 multiplied by number of share delta. When the stock price decrease to 18, value of the call is 0, so it's just multiplied by delta here. Okay. Then, if we assume that this portfolio is riskless, so no matter stock goes up or goes down, value of this portfolio must be the same. Okay, this is by assumption. We assume that this portfolio is riskless. So the value of the portfolio when the stock goes up and goes down must be the same. We equate this. Okay, 22 multiply delta minus 1 equal to 18 delta. Solve for delta. You get delta must be equal to 0.25. Okay, delta must be equal to 0.25. So now you know that you have to buy 0.25 share in your portfolio. You have to buy 0.25 share. You might be wondering why can you buy fraction of the share? So you have to maybe construct 100 call, then you buy 25 share. But anyway, per one call option, you have to buy 0.25 share. Now let's consider, because this portfolio is riskless. Okay, this portfolio is riskless because no matter stock goes up, goes down, this portfolio has the same value. So this value of the portfolio should earn or get the return equal to the risk-free rate because it's riskless portfolio. Okay, so the value of this portfolio, okay, this is just determine value at the end of 3 months first. 22 multiplied by 0.25 minus 1, value of the portfolio equal to 4.5. You can use, the value at the up node or the down node just the same, you get 4.25. If you use 18 multiply delta, you get 4.25, 4.52, right? Value of the portfolio by using this at this node or this node just the same, right? You just substitute delta into this, you get 4.5. Substitute 0.25 multiply by this also 4.5 as well. Okay. So this is the portfolio value at the end, at the maturity, at the expiration. As I mentioned, this portfolio is riskless. So value at the time 0 should be discounted by the risk-free rate because this portfolio should earn the return equal to the risk-free, and it's assumed that risk-free is 12% per year, 12% per year. By using the continuous time compounding, okay, so 4.5 will be discounted to the time zero by E minus R, the risk-free per year multiplied by T. Okay. You can use the discrete time too. Okay. The value may be slightly different. Okay. If you discount this by using the discrete time, value of the portfolio at time zero would be 4.5 divided by 1 plus 0.12, sorry, 0.12, right? Because 12% is per year, but one period is only 3 months, so multiply by 0.25. But in this case, we use a continuous time compounding. Okay, so discount 4.5 back to time zero is equal to E minus R T, and T unit of the time is year. So 3 months equal to 0.25 years. So value of the portfolio today is 4.367. Okay, the value of the portfolio that consists of 0.25 share and short 1 call equal to this. And because at time zero, you know that value of the stock equal to 20, right? Value of the stock today is equal to 20. So the value of the share in your portfolio that you have only 0.25 share is equal to 5. Okay. The value of the stock today is 20. Our portfolio has only 0.25 share. So value of the stock in our portfolio is 5. However, we short 1 call, right? So 5 minus call, our portfolio 5 minus the call must be equal to the current value of the portfolio 4.367. Okay, and 5 comes from the current stock price 20 multiplied by delta of 0.25, right? So value of the call today must be equal to 5 minus 4.367, and this is value of the call. Okay, 0.633. This approach called riskless portfolio approach. We construct the riskless portfolio. We need to estimate the delta number of shares that we have to buy in our portfolio. Okay, let's take a break first, then we will discuss